20 fun and interesting biblical facts about Moses and the Israelites in the wilderness. Fact 1. Moses lived 120 years. He was 40 when he fled Egypt, 80 when he returned to free the Israelites, and died at 120. Deuteronomy 34:7. Fact 2. Manna fell from heaven for 40 years. God provided manna, a bread-like substance, every day except the Sabbath, and it tasted like wafers with honey. Exodus 16:31. Fact 3. Their clothes and shoes never wore out. Despite wandering in the desert for 40 years, their clothes and sandals miraculously did not wear out. Deuteronomy 29:5. Fact 4. Moses spoke to God face to face. Unlike other prophets, Moses spoke to God directly, as a man speaks to a friend. Exodus 33:11. Fact 5. The Israelites complained a lot. They grumbled about food, water, leadership, and even longed to return to Egypt as slaves. Exodus 16:3. Fact 6. Moses glowed after being with God. After being on Mount Sinai with God for 40 days, Moses' face shone so brightly that the Israelites were afraid. Exodus 34:29-30. Fact 7. God sent quail. When they wanted meat, the Israelites complained about manna, so God sent so much quail that they got sick of it. Numbers 11:31-34. Fact 8. Miriam became leprous for criticizing Moses. Moses' sister Miriam spoke against Moses' marriage, and God struck her with leprosy for 7 days. Numbers 12:1-10. Fact 9. The tabernacle was a portable temple. The Israelites built a tent-like structure called the tabernacle where God's presence dwelled. Exodus 25:8-9. Fact 10. Moses struck the rock instead of speaking to it. God told Moses to speak to a rock for water, but he struck it instead, leading to his punishment of not entering the promised land. Numbers 28-12. Fact 11. The golden calf incident. While Moses was on Mount Sinai receiving the 10 Commandments, the Israelites made a golden calf and worshipped it. Exodus 32:1-4. Fact 12. God led them by fire and cloud. A pillar of cloud guided them by day, and a pillar of fire by night. Exodus 13:21-22. Fact 13. The ground opened and swallowed rebels. A man named Korah and his followers rebelled against Moses, and the earth swallowed them alive. Numbers 16:31-33. Fact 14. Moses' staff parted the Red Sea. Moses stretched out his staff, and God divided the Red Sea, allowing the Israelites to escape Egypt. Exodus 14:21-22. Fact 15. The 10 Commandments were written by God's finger. The original stone tablets were inscribed by God himself. Exodus 31:18. Fact 16. God sent fiery serpents as punishment. When the Israelites complained, God sent venomous serpents. Those who looked at a bronze serpent Moses made were healed. Numbers 21:6-9. Fact 17. Only 2 adults from Egypt entered the Promised Land. Out of all the adults who left Egypt, only Joshua and Caleb were allowed to enter because of their faith. Numbers 14:30. Fact 18. Moses was buried by God. No one knows where Moses was buried because God himself buried him in an unknown location. Deuteronomy 34:5-6. Fact 19. Balaam's donkey talked. When a prophet named Balaam tried to curse Israel, his donkey spoke to him to warn him of an angel in the way. Numbers 22:28-30. Fact 20. Moses appeared with Jesus at the Transfiguration. Centuries after his death, Moses appeared alongside Elijah when Jesus was transfigured on a mountain. Matthew 17:3. And that's the power of God. He wants to be with you always.